Okay, mic should be on. Everything appears to be fine dandy. Let's get rid of the usual text, which is this and that. There we go. Now let friend on board. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Right, we're back again with that delay thing. But can't be helped.
Sorry.
We want everyone to be here. This is a pretty critical moment in the story. God damn it.
Yeah, I had to go watch a movie.
Was it a decent movie?
Yeah, I would say it was decent. Yeah.
Better, better than
decent.
Morbius.
I haven't seen Mobius, so I can't say. It,
You first, though.
yeah. It, I got entertained. That's pretty much all I wanted out of
Okay.
Dumbledore's secret, so...
Okay. Right, can I say fun fact about Morbius?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously higher execs heard all about the hype and memery of, whatever, the Morbin Time thing meme that we've been making about it. They thought, seems to be doing quite a good traction for some reason. Let's give it a second chance. That fails as well.
Wait, what did wait, another...
They gave it... They gave Morbius a second run for the film, a second hype release run, whatever, for it to get a second chance because we were memeing about it so much. Nobody watched it.
Oh god, it's kind of sad.
It's the best fucking turnaround I've ever seen. And also that the meme, it's Morbin Time, whatever that is. That's another case of a misquote where it's not even in the fucking film.
Why does this keep on happening?
Memery, it's great, isn't it?
No, I am your father.
we love our misquotes. They're great. Right. Let's get our game started. Get that joke out of the way. Transition over there. Really should start learning to boot this game earlier. Capcom thing. It's not full screen yet. Now it is.
It is.
Okay. Time for our trial. Technically this would be the end of the game, but not really.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good. I'm ready. I've got my water. Let me just put this in a slightly... Hang on.
That should be fine.
There. Sorry, just prepping things. This is it. Judgment Day. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. What's the big idea?
Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick.
Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. I hope Onkama doesn't push him too hard.
Whoa. What are you doing? Sorry, I'm sorry. I just want to cheer you on with a pat on the back.
Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge.
Right, good idea.
She's still got like static shock in her. Trying to electrocute anyone on your way out. Oh yeah, pal! What's going into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth.
Good morning.
How'd it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yogi says he's forgotten his own name. But that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it. Alright, here we go.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mouse Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Prosecution is ready.
Alright, very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence.
Understood.
Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says.
Very well, Mr. Von Karma. Your opening statement.
Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary.
Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. This is also nice. Like, he needs to confirm that he's the murderer. Yeah, yes, I totally am. You got me.
There we go, case closed. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop of the lake, where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity.
Witness. Why did you run away yesterday?
The witness was not running away, as he will now testify.
I see. Very well. Please begin your testimony.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm really sorry about you just leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. Yeah, I went to buy some food for Polly, see? I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. Yeah, I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? I don't got one. So, my testimony yesterday stands as is.
Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we?
He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. So what is a name Yanni Yogi, anyway?
Why is everybody named after an attribute? What just describes the name already?
But Yanni Yogi's reaching. Alright, well, let's just press on everything.
Yeah.
It's vague enough as it is. I'd call what you did running away and not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger.
Now, Mr. Wright, there's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony.
He sure seems relaxed. In fact, they both do. Rankama and Yanni Yogi. Then why did you leave?
For God's sake, he's just about to say why. Is it so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking?
If I sat quietly, Edgeworth would be guilty in 3 minutes. Food?
Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, you see. She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. They only have them in the big pet shop downtown.
But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker's shack?
Well, I kind of got lost, you see.
The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack.
Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Karma. No one's going to believe that.
I see. So he was lost.
Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct?
Yep, seems like it.
Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are.
The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof.
am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? It's impossible.
I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness. Please continue.
I guess I'll have to keep pressing him and come back to that one later.
Yeah.
How can you say you had no motive? I'd say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right?
Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge. It's impossible.
I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until this trial ends.
Might I say something, Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've been saying the same thing now, over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past or lack therefore into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case?
Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with his case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, there's a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is?
Of course, Your Honor.
Oh, now this is interesting. I'd like to know myself. So, who is he?
Don't play dumb, Von Karma.
Mr. Wright, please tell us this witness's name.
His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff.
Yogi. That name seems familiar. Oh, Jan Yogi, from the TL6 incident.
Figures the judge would have heard of it. Such a famous case.
But what does this mean?
Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive.
Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This man, this witness, is Yanni Yogi? Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof.
Action!
And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory.
This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go.
Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Jan Yogi?
It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago.
I see. That makes sense.
I'm surprised they haven't actually done that sooner. Huh?
I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright.
Why?
The witness has no fingerprints.
What? What? No fingerprints?
You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with this stuff. Yep.
May I counter? That's physically impossible. There is no way for you to lose your fingerprints like that. I mean, you really can't remove your fingerprints. Your hand just grows them right back.
Huh,
there is no way to make them blank.
I didn't know that.
What? Yogi, you sneak! Burned your fingerprints off to hide your past.
Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess he will not be able to prove his identity.
No.
Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided, no?
No. No, what happened? I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way.
There is no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one.
Nick, what are we going to do?
I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do?
Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief? Hmm?
Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot?
What is it, Nick? No. You're not going to.
Your Honor? The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal.
Take Mr. Von Kammer up.
On my proposal?
Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. All sense of seriousness has been dropped.
I think this is my favorite moment in Ace Attorney. At this point, it's like, yeah, this is a lot. Order. What do you think, Mr. Von Karma?
Need you even ask? This is a farce. I object.
Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested.
Well, if you're so desperate, then please, be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences.
Nick, this is crazy.
Well, still want to go through with your little game?
Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so.
Bailiff, bring in the parrot.
Wait, they actually brought the parrot here?
Apparently. That's quite a bird. Please, tell us your name. Name. The witness is ignoring me.
Must hurt to be ignored by a bird.
Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please, testify for us.
Hello.
Certainly the most concisive testimony we've had so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination.
Right.
What are you going to do, Nick?
I don't know. What do we do, Maya?
That was your plan.
Okay, I can't exactly press on it. I don't think anything would happen, right?
I know that you have to have Maya talk to her, so maybe pressing will trigger Maya.
Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her.
Right, what do I say?
As I recall, 2 days ago.
Holly, have you forgotten something?
Right. Don't forget, DL6, right?
If I can get Polly to say that here, that will prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6.
Holly, have you forgotten something?
Hello, right?
That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot something. Something forgot.
Hello, right?
No, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it.
This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it?
Something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot. Could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten anything?
I guess you should try to get some information out of her. We need to show the judge that Honor is Mr. Yogi.
Okay. Well, let's try it in a different way.
Not sure if you have to start with the hello.
It's the only
Again.
line. It's the only line you can press. Anything else is blank. It's
Yeah,
redundant.
no, but I mean, if you start with what's your name, if you
Yeah.
have to start with that before she starts to even speak.
Maybe. Maybe I should get her to say her name.
Polly, what's your name?
Ollie, Ollie.
Mr. Wright. I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity?
Yes, it does.
Ah, fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity? Then show us as proof.
Nick, don't you think you're taking the flapping a little too far?
Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, the proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is... Well, let's see if we have anything that ties to Polly.
I mean, it has to be the incident file, right, if you check it.
Let's see here. Wishworth, Yanni Yogi...
Ah, yeah.
Ah, here we are. Yeah. Well, this proves it.
Deal 6, case file.
That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on, then? Show us. We'll stop wasting our time.
Well, Mr. White, please show us the page. Where in this file is the information connected to this parrot's name?
Ooh, actually, I better make sure. I was gonna say page 3, but then it's not labeled page 3.
Yeah, it's also like...
Suspect data. Okay. It's on the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide. See?
Indeed, it does say that, yes.
What was his fiancée's name?
Polly Jenkins. Goddammit, Jenkins.
Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her.
I see. I guess that this is possible.
Ah, a mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old.
Indeed. That is strange, but probably not illegal here. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence.
Nice. Where am I going to find that?
Nick, we're getting closer. One more. We can just get one more piece of evidence.
Right, but what?
Well, witness. You may continue.
Oh, no, okay. Yeah, she literally has just one line, and that's it.
Yeah.
So we can't really press on
You have to press it
anything
again.
else. Yeah. There's nothing else to press.
I mean, I know the answer for this one. It's definitely didn't ask yet.
Maybe I'll get her to say the number of that safe.
Huh? The same? Why?
Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay?
Polly, what is the number to the safe in the shack?
1228. 1228.
My, what a reckless parent. Well, Mr. White, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker.
Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it.
Huh, ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity?
Guessing it's back to the DL6 incident
Yeah.
again. Let's see. Oh, look. 1228. It's right there on the date. Doesn't take much effort to find.
The DO6 case file? What is this obsession you have with that case?
Mr. Wright, where in this file is something related to the safe number?
Okay, just making sure it didn't move. It's still a case.
It's case somewhere, yeah.
Just making sure it didn't decide to move. It's on the case summary page.
The case summary.
Specifically, the date on which the DO6 incident occurred.
The date of the incident. December 28. Why, that's today's date. 15 years ago.
And the number on that safe is 1228.
Oh,
He used the date of the DO6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him.
I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set the secret numbers to dates.
Bah! This is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to 0001 because I'm number 1. This has nothing to do with the date. Nothing.
That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here.
This is a mere coincidence, that's all.
True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seem more like a pattern to me.
What are you saying?
Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. Witness, tell us your name.
Wait. This witness, he doesn't remember.
No, it's okay. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done.
Nick, he looks totally different.
This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years.
Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court.
My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court.
Order! Order! Yan Yogi. So, was it you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death?
Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond. He said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So, I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancée, my social standing. Then, this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets.
Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean?
I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
Karma, where is Mr. Yogi?
Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession.
The defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is...
Innocent. In this case, at least.
Well. Will the defendant please take the stand? Also, can we get Yogi to show him when Karma's writing and see if we can identify this? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So, I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections?
I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything?
Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Not guilty.
Oh, huzzah!
Yay, we're done here. That didn't take us long.
That was a bit anticlimactic, really.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Oh, that's the game then.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Somebody just say, objection.
It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No. Edgeworth?
Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I am not innocent at all. As we heard, Yan Yugi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick, Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell him he was the murderer in the Tier 6 incident. He's going to tell him he killed his own dad.
Uh-oh. What do I do? The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst.
Didn't something like this happen yesterday too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed.
That would be Larry.
We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth.
He is right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out.
God damn it.
Edgeworth. For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. Nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yan Yugi wasn't the killer. You mean in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the Deal 6 incident, it was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I'm guilty for Deal 6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me. Order, order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocence is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitations ran out today. I am not fully sure how I should deal with this.
Bah! It's obvious. We hold a trial right here, right now. We try this man for his crime of 15 years ago.
I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. I still don't know how I voice Edgeworth without being superior and actually it's like it's like the one characteristic kind of came up in his voice. I'm sorry, right? I just wasted all of your effort.
Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you killed your dad?
I didn't want to believe it myself, detective, but it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder no matter what the circumstances.
This is crazy! Just crazy!
Nick, what are you going to do?
Huh? Oh, I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready.
Your case for what?
Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent.
What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it in court.
I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe you're a nightmare.
What?
It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me.
Right.
Shit, this is all turning around right here, right now.
Turn around, turn about. Now then, I would like to resume a trial.
Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let's begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the DO6 incident runs out on today. Though it's unconventional for me, I like to run this one by the book.
I see. Does the defense have any objections?
No, Your Honor. Oh, Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you?
Very well. Will Miss Miles Edgeworth take the stand?
Will the witness state his name and profession?
Miles Edgeworth, I'm a prosecuting attorney.
Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct?
It is correct.
Then testify about this matter to the court.
Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday. I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work.
Please. Also, I think this is good to point this up.
Right.
They really need to start differentiating between murder and, at the very best, manslaughter, but even then just accidents. Like, seriously, there's a difference. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, tripping us in the elevator. My brother and Mr. Yugi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yugi. I wanted him to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. And until now, you thought this memory was a dream. We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events.
Bah, the same claim Mr. Yogi has made.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Alright, before we start, I just want to check the evidence we currently have right now. Let's see, we still have everything we got from the previous case, even though it's technically not relevant right now.
Yeah.
Whatever. Oh, what do we have? So, we got a photo of the shot here. And for some reason, there's a bullet hole in the glass there. That doesn't make sense.
Maybe check the file case. So,
Let's see here. Elevator. Air in the elevator was oxygen depleted at time of incident. No clues found on the scene. That's a bit bullshit. Trapped in elevator. One bullet found at heart. The murder weapon was fired twice. Before this, there's multiple.
yeah.
There's multiple
there's a
leaks
lot of
here.
stuff already there. God.
Okay, we'll start with the DL6 thing with one bullet being fired. We can start with that.
Yeah.
single gunshot, then a scream. Alright, let me make a safety save first before we make any assumptions here. We know what we're doing here.
Press first.
Yeah, we'll press first. The gun fired once?
Yes. I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they have echoed in my head every day. That gunshot and that horrible scream.
The scream? Oh, either way, he's still wrong.
Okay, yeah.
Are you sure you only heard one gunshot?
Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see.
No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony.
You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it is on. Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony?
Victim data. Literally, we've done every page but this one now.
Yeah.
Look at the victim data in this file. It says it quite plainly, the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot?
Was there perhaps another shooter who fired the second shot?
Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when that second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident.
What?
I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of the shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case?
Yeah, that photo should prove it enough.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I think I'll be able to show you proof.
What? Impossible!
No, Mr. Von Karma. Save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us the proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident?
This photo should do.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that bullet hole the other there, it's like, that's not how guns work.
Nope, especially not if the
With
bullet is found in the heart.
Yeah, with a simple caliber pistol that didn't ricochet anywhere. Look at this photograph. It will not make you laugh.
This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth.
This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it.
So, let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired. Where?
Your Honor, please get a clue. Alright, fine, I'll show it. It's right bloody there. Come on, an idiot can see that.
We found it out. Such a no name.
Yeah, as should be obvious, the contradiction is here.
I see. A bullet hole in the door.
Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol, yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot.
Order! Mr. White, what are you driving at?
It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else.
Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be?
The murderer, of course.
I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DO6 instant case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page.
Case summary. It's on page 1. Alright, fine. Fine. Let's see. Elevator, district courthouse. Air in elevator was oxygen depleted at time of incident. No clues found on the scene. Well, yeah and no, because look, there's evidence right here. What is this?
Yeah.
It's a clue.
Look what's written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. The pistol had indeed been fired 2 times. The other bullet would have been discovered on the scene.
He does have a point.
That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter, the whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door.
Yeah, but what?
Yeah, you even call it a freaking bullet hole. Order, I will have order.
No, it's a hole in the size of a bullet. That doesn't make it a bullet.
But he did call it a bullet hole, like he could have said just hole and would have been better. Mr. White has proven one thing to us quite clearly. That the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Van Kammer says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police really overlooked the second bullet. So, all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defensive's claim.
I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter.
Duh! How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident?
What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection?
I'm sorry, Maya.
What?
It looks like I was wrong.
Nick,
If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing.
no. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you're going to get Edgeworth declared innocent.
I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that the 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years.
Nick. Well, it seems that we've finally cleared up this incident. Only one bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth.
Precisely.
I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No, I don't not. So, you killed your father, though that was not your intention. Yes, I did. Oh no. He's accepted the guilt. Very well. The statute of limitation on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here.
Right now.
Indeed. Does anyone have any objections?
I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words.
Mr. Wright.
Your Honor, I object!
Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Hmm?
Nick.
I don't know. His case is perfect.
Oh no.
Ah. What? What did you just say?
Nothing?
Second bullet must exist? But where?
Someone took it. It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright.
Wait, Your Honor.
Huh?
The second bullet, it existed.
What? But we just had proof that it did not exist.
I realize that, Your Honor. Grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened.
But who?
The murderer.
The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer?
I'm still thinking about that one.
So, the criminal took the second bullet. But why?
Uh-huh.
First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. White. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet?
Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue.
What's wrong, Mr. White?
Bah, the murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true.
Had to take it.
Had to take it? The murderer? What does that mean?
You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. White.
Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. The murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But, the murderer had to take the bullet.
Had to, Mr. White. What do you mean?
Well, for instance... For instance, what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer?
The bullet hit the murderer.
Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened?
Let me get this straight. So, at the time of the murderer themselves was shot, and they left without the second bullet, with the second bullet still inside of them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime.
Yes, I guess that's how it would work, yes.
But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from that elevator, Wright Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean...
The murderer came from outside, yes. The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, Boyd picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. Boyd loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside.
Mr. Wright, you're truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say.
What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer.
No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone.
Hey, Nick.
Huh?
Just just thought of something really crazy.
Crazy?
Remember what Mr. Grossbeck said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see? Yes, an unusual event for that man. That was the first and the last occasion he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. But if Von Karma didn't take the vacation because of shock,
But took it because he was injured.
which would mean
It could only mean one thing.
he was the murderer in the DL6 incident.
He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth.
It was Von Karma.
Oh man.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright. You seem dazed.
No, Your Honor.
Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect?
No. Should I come out and say it now? Yeah, fuck it. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect.
Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect?
Oh, my hands are shaking.
We want
Von Karma!
Von Karma. You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor, the one standing right over there?
Bah!
You don't object. He's guilty.
I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection?
Because you took a vacation for several months, starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on your perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason?
So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would need surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify.
Nick, find out who this doctor is. It is no use.
Edgeworth?
I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness.
Ugh, nobody's that perfect.
So, what now, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane.
No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where?
Well, Mr. Wright, did you produce evidence to prove that I was shot?
I think I can prove
Okay.
it. Alright, Von Karma. I'll prove it. I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much.
What?
The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is, thankfully, was this metal detector we happen to have right here. Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself.
You don't mean...
I do. There is a possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma.
Is that even possible? For all those years?
Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find.
I refuse.
You refuse. But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Order, order, order!
Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy.
The statute of limitations run out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now.
Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Nick, what does this mean?
Oh no, we have to give it a shot. Okay, scanning. Aha! It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma?
You. It was you.
I was afraid this would happen. And so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet inside my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident.
What?
I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6.
This is bullshit, but he's not wrong.
But, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that?
Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here, not I.
Mr. Wright, well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6?
Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence.
That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. Well, that's a lie. We actually do have one piece.
With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright.
No. I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma.
What?
You were close. One day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof.
What?
Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. This is the same bullet. All we have to do is compare.
That's a bullet.
Where did you get that?
This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact.
Ballistic markings.
It all comes full circle. You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago.
Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate.
We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case, once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? Oh, the screams of agony.
That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know.
Help! I can't breathe!
Quiet! I said quiet! You're not making this any easier.
Stop breathing my air! I'll stop you! Stop breathing my air!
Get away! Get away from my father! scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma.
Ah! Edgeworth! Edgeworth! Only you would dare defy me!
So, it was you.
You and your father are my curse! Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record! And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade! How dare you! How dare you with my bare hands! Death! Death! Chief Prosecutor, I am sorry.
Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you.
I was careless.
I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time.
Edgeworth.
It was a shock like none I've ever known.
Me, penalized. It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, and nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. I was in pain. Horrible, burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge,
What?
what are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it.
Very well. It appears that you've come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Mouse Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it all was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Not guilty.
For real this time.
Objection!
Fucking now what?
That is all. This court is adjourned. You're not going to declare Von Karma guilty. You only have until today.
It's in the next courtroom. Actually, yeah, I think that is handled in the next courtroom.
Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed! I gotta say, I'm impressed.
It was pretty close, though. I was sure we had it.
I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now, it's all just a good memory.
So, it's finally over, Edgeworth.
Right.
Yeah?
I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try. Thank you. I see. Thank you, Wright.
You're welcome.
I think you could have done better than that. Sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing. You got to learn, Edgeworth.
She's got you there.
Whoa! Amazing, pal! You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month, but who cares?
See, Mr. Edgeworth, you should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. Huh. I see. I feel foolish. Don't worry. Take it a little Take it a little at a time. You get used to it.
It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Oh, hey.
Hey, y'all.
Scott here.
Lotta! Yo, ik ben in de.
Thank you.
Yo, Edward, congrats. Thank you all very much. I know you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar, even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let's bygone, eh?
Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta?
Oh, me? I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick.
Really? That's too bad.
Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park?
Huh? It's over, Nick. My life's over. Why this sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Beyonce. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Should have seen that coming.
He
Yo.
really has a type.
Yo, Edgy. There you are.
Yes, here I am.
Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration.
Celebration. That's unusual for you.
Harry Butts, you come along tonight too. My treat, pal.
Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Right? I think you'll be fine, Larry.
Right.
Yeah? What's up?
That envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it.
Well, yeah, that's not strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes.
It's $38, right?
Huh. What a weird amount. I mean, it's not little, but not a lot either. Put two and two together here, mates. $38 exactly?
Nick! Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school?
Yeah, it was Larry who took the money.
Yeah.
$38? No! No! Larry, it was you?
What are you so surprised about, Wright?
Huh?
Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect.
What?
Think back to the day, 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was so bored, so he came into school anyway. It actually is because he was there when the trial happened, so...
Yeah.
Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history.
Fine. I never was good at history. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you?
I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember?
Yeah, too well.
Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts.
I know.
Really, right? I'm surprised you didn't figure it out.
Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, eh? Edgeworth.
Huh?
You should have told me!
No, Nick. It was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I would say so, yes.
There you have it. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did.
You have always been something of an insufferable emotionalist.
Yeah, and you get worked up too easily too. Death! The death sentence for both of you! Man, if only I'd known, I'd have become a prosecutor!
The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor and thought to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all.
Edgeworth.
Want to switch, right? Hey yo, line up, I'll take a picture. Hey, photo time, let's go!
And after that, dinner on me.
Detective Gumshoe took us out of the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. Yeah, that makes sense. Paperwork and all that shit. Oh, I went a little overboard yesterday. Oh, my head hurts. Huh. It's only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. What's this? A letter?
Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you. It made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium. In training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth too. I wanted to help you. But I couldn't. I was useless. So I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick.
Goodbye? What time is it? Ah, the first trains from the mountains have already left. To the station. On foot as well.
No, here's a bike.
Yeah, he does have a bike. I guess I'm too late.
Ah, hey! Nick?
Maya! So, you're leaving?
Yeah. It's not being a spirit medium who can talk to spirits. And I think we're done running off me, Nick. Be good, okay?
Wait!
What?
I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help.
Huh?
On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice.
You are my sister?
Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything.
Well, that's my sister for you. They could come to help. And Miss Crossberg and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick.
But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya.
Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was run around in the days.
Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped.
Evidence?
I'm assuming the logic being the bullet.
Yeah, the bullet. A bullet?
Von Karma was convinced he had taken all the evidence pertaining to DL6, but you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma, and you were the one who gave it to me.
Nick.
Thanks, Maya. Couldn't have done it without you.
I'll be back soon.
Huh?
I'm going to complete my training and come back.
Okay, I'll be waiting.
Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless.
I don't know about that. Train's leaving.
So, this is it.
See you soon, Maya.
Thanks, Nick.
And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page. Say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins. The same old crazy cast of characters. Roll call!
Huh.
Oh, I'm not doing this. It's doing it for me. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, I got a bad feeling about this. And that would be the end of the game, except they slapped on another case to the story. Because DS port exists, that's why. Well, I think we can talk about the game now properly. This is the credits, technically. So, yeah, this is a really good visual novel. This is what it is. It's a glorified visual novel as a game. But it's a good one. Dang good one.
Yeah, sorry, I had to mute myself.
Nah, that's fair. It's the credits now, anyway.
Yeah.
You can talk about the game. Yeah, it's solid visual novel game. I wish others were more like it.
Has Ghost Trick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I made fun of the old logic, but it is a good game, and especially like the last case with Karma is really nice how it all builds up to it, and like how much you start to like the characters after the first game with, you know, I think nobody likes Edge of a Gumshoe in the beginning, and like then it's like, oh.
You get attached to them, how dare.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a good game. We're still going, sadly, because of that last extra case that slapped on because DS port, god damn it. I feel like they could have actually implemented better story pacing-wise if it was like the third case, I guess. You know, just shift the cases forward and it would still be fine. But no, because of how the story sequences happen in the next case, Maya isn't in it, so they gotta keep that continuity, goddammit.
Yeah. Also, we have some spare.
What's this? Oh, that's some spam shit. That stuff's gonna be removed afterwards. Gonna ignore that. Oh, they got clever with those links for spacing out the space in the .com things, whatever. We'll block that word.
Yeah, because it's.
They still have that word. That is a one singular word that could be easily done.
Yay! I'm using my power.
Good. We don't condone the spamming here.
Oh,
anyway. So, yeah. I do wish other visual novels were like this, which I'm pretty sure there are. Like, I'm keen to try out Danganronpa, because apparently that is similar to Ace Attorney. Apparently. Just more crazy, apparently. Which would be interesting.
No.
I'll get there when I get there. It's just right now we're focusing on this, and I don't want to burn myself off a similar thing.
Yeah, I like the concept of the game, and in the cases where it works, it's really well where like you hear witness say something like, "Oh, how I got you now," but then there's also where bits stumbling around, like, "What do you want me to do, game?"
I'm actually surprised how we didn't need the guides that often. It only happened once or twice. I think it was in this section, this case here.
But
the rest, we were pretty good.
Yeah. It's the way we both played it, and it hasn't been that long for me. But yeah, plenty of times we already jumped the gun too much.
Yeah, we did it once or twice. But I'm surprised on myself for how little I actually needed the guide, really, for this run. Most of the time I did need a guide, but maybe I am picking up on Ace Attorney skills. Or it's the fact that we are It's probably also the beneficial factor that we are reading out the text, so it's kind of sticking in our heads a bit longer.
That is actually, yeah. If you read it, you notice things more than if you just read it out than just glancing over it.
I mean, that's how I process things in general, reading things aloud to myself. It works, it's efficient, it works for Morden, so it will work for anyone.
Yeah, I was about to say, in order to learn like Morden, it's absolutely useful.
Talking to oneself is a good process. Yeah.
I considered effects on patient.
Yeah, this is really good, and I'm still like, this is a game that was made for the GBA, which is amazing considering how much was in it initially. And look, Gumshoe's holding. He's the one who's doing it. See?
I knew it.
It was Gumshoe who's throwing all that confetti. Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh, we're done. We're done. Oh, God damn it! There's one more episode.
My greatest enemy.
Alright, I'm assuming this is gonna plonk us back in the main menu. Or not. Alright, well, we'll stop here because that's a whole new case and it would be fair to stop here.
Yeah, it's a good time to end.
Alright. Okay.
And I can finally maybe come to terms with my thoughts about the final case, because I'm still not entirely sure what I think about it.
It's not inherently bad, it was just a tacked on case because the DLC, not DLC, just the DS port pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, I think we'll get there when we get there, why
it's just not
things are not working as much as they should have been, but yeah.
We'll get there. Right.
We'll get there.
That'll do for stream. Yeah, for oh fuck, I've already lost track of the days, man.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. I've somebody's back in my head saying it's Monday. It has to be. No.
Oh yeah, because you didn't do Monday. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So come back tomorrow for more Ace Attorney. It'll probably be, if we're going by the pacing, it's probably 2 more streams. If we're going at the right pacing, it might be 3. I'm not sure.
I think
we're
it's
close.
more like 3. Because I think the last one it's
this is a
longer.
long one. It's a long one. I'll tell you that. That's for sure. But we'll get there when we get there. And until then, right. So yeah, till next time.